Hi, welcome back. I'm Crystal at Oakleaf Cakes, and what we're going to do today is some fun Valentine's Day themed cupcakes. So there's 3 different designs that we're going to do on these cupcakes. So we have we're going to do champagne buttercream on strawberry, and then strawberry buttercream on red velvet, and then chocolate buttercream on chocolate. And I'm going to show you how to decorate them and make them look super cute for Valentine's Day. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is make some chocolate lace hearts. So I have some dark chocolate melted into a plastic piping bag. And on this sheet, this is a wax paper sheet, I have drawn on some hearts with a wax pencil. You just want to make sure you flip over the pencil side down so you can still see the hearts, but you're not getting any pencil into the chocolate because that would be weird. So what we're going to do is trace out the hearts and make like a little lacy curly Q pattern and then refrigerate it for like 15 minutes. And we're going to move on to the other cupcakes, and then by the time we're done, we'll have some chocolate hearts. So to start, I have, again, the melted chocolate, and I'm just going to trace out the heart. Don't worry if a few of them come out a little wonky. You'll be able to make quite a few of them. And then when you're doing the little loop-de-loops inside the heart, you want to make sure it connects to the outside, so when the chocolate is nice and cold, it'll just peel off a lot easier and it won't break apart. And any of the chocolate hearts that you don't like, you can remelt and have more chocolate for later. So I'm just going every which way when I'm doing this. It doesn't have to look like anything specific. It's just the idea of some chocolate lace. Okay. So these are all done for now. We're gonna chill them in the refrigerator. Like I said, for 15 minutes should be enough to have them harden, and then they're very easy just to peel off from the sheet. So let's get frosting our cupcakes. So I have, again, the strawberry cupcake. I'm just gonna put it off to the side here. And what we're gonna do with the champagne buttercream is make it look like a rose. So learning how to make a buttercream rose is really good to learn for cakes mostly, but now we're going to make it onto a cupcake itself. So normally when you make a rose, you make it on a rose nail, but I'm going to do it directly on the cupcake, so it's a little bit tricky. So practicing this is a really good idea. So I have my champagne buttercream in a piping bag with a large rose tip. So it's fat on one side and skinny on the other. And I'm going to hold my cupcake and I'm going to hold this straight up and down and make a nice poof. This is going to be the base of the bud, essentially. So now I'm going to hold the bag so the fat side is on the bottom and skinny side is on top. And I'm going to angle it so it makes like a cone on top. If you get that cone on the inside, it's going to definitely look like a rose. If you don't, it might look like a flower, so just keep it. That's what I always say. So I just want to coil this nice and tight. You might have to stop so you can kind of twist your wrist around. So you might have like 2 layers. But something like that, where it has a nice little inner cone. Now I'm going to build up the inner petals. So again, the fat side is on the bottom, the skinny side is on top. And I'm going to make nice big arches. You want to make sure that it touches the bottom of the cupcake so it has some stability. And now I'm going to overlap these petals. Those rose petals overlap. All right, so we have the inner part of the rose. And now I'm going to flare the petals out so the rose looks like it's a bit more open. So again, fat side of the tip on the bottom, skinny side out and away at about a 45-degree angle. And then I'm just going to make arches yet again. And you just do it until you're all the way around. So just like that. And for our next cupcake, we have the red velvet, and we have some strawberry buttercream. So if you want a more in-depth tutorial of how to fill a piping bag, check out our video of how to fill a piping bag. So I'm just gonna fold this inside out. I have our strawberry buttercream, which is just our vanilla Italian meringue buttercream. We also have a video of how to make that as well. And we just add some strawberry jam into it. So I have my bag, and I'm just gonna fill it up with some strawberry. Okay, so I have my bag nice and full, twist it, and I'm ready to go. So here's the red velvet, and I'm just gonna do a basic poof on top. So I'm gonna keep the bag straight up and down. Make sure you don't angle it because the poof might be a little sideways. And I'm just gonna do a very, very tight circle right in the center and squeeze out a fair amount to get that nice seamless poof. So that is that for the buttercream. Now what we're gonna add on top is a little fondant envelope, like a little love letter. Super cute. So I have some white fondant and some red fondant. And I'm going to unwrap this, take off a little pinch of the white. So you just want to make sure you knead the fondant a little bit so it's nice and smooth. And I'm going to get some cornstarch and tap it onto the table. And then roll this out with my little French rolling pin so it's nice and thin. So that looks good. So I have a couple different cookie cutters here. I have this square cookie cutter, so I'm gonna take a square out of the white that I rolled out and pop it out. And then I also have a small diamond. What you wanna make sure with this diamond is that it lines up with the square, because that's gonna be the top of the envelope once we're done cutting it. So an envelope is a bit more rectangular, so I'm just gonna cut some of the square off and make it into a rectangle. Of course, if you have some rectangle cookie cutters, you don't have to use the square. So here's that. I just wanna make sure it's nice and straight. Perfect. And then now with the diamond, I'm gonna cut it the long way. So I get the fold of the envelope. So just like that. So you see what I mean? You want to make sure that it's long enough so it's not looking a little strange. What we have next is our edible glue, which is just water and a little bit of meringue powder. If you don't have meringue powder, you can just use a little bit of water. This is just so the two pieces of fondant stick together. So I just put a very thin amount of glue at the very top in a line, and then stick the envelope flap on top. And all letters should be sealed with a, well, I guess with a kiss, but we're gonna do a heart, so kind of the same thing. And I have a little bit of red. You can use pink, but it's already pink on for the buttercream, so I thought red would look nice. So I'm just gonna pinch off a teeny tiny bit, and I'm gonna use my teeny tiny heart to cut out a heart. So just roll this out where I had the cornstarch, and that should be good. And sharp side down. And then you can get like a little, we call this a pencil tool, but you can get something to very gently poke it out if it doesn't come out. And then again, just a teeny tiny bit of glue right at the point of the flap, and then attach the heart, gently press it, and then our finishing move is topping our little red velvet and strawberry cake with an envelope. Ta-da! So the last cupcake we're gonna do is the chocolate cupcake with chocolate buttercream and a chocolate heart. So I'm just gonna shift things over. I have a bag of our chocolate buttercream. And I just have a really toothy, as we describe it, star tip, but you can really use any tip that you like. And again, straight up and down, this is the same method that I piped the strawberry onto the red velvet. I'm just gonna do a single poof, and I'm gonna start right in the center and make a really tight circle. Just like that. And then I'm gonna select one of these hearts that I really like. I think it'll be this one. So should just peel off from the paper nice and easily, like so. And I usually flip it over onto the smooth side because I think it looks a little bit nicer. And then you can just put it right on top. And that's it, super easy. And yay, we have our trio of cupcakes. So these are the 3 different designs that we have for Valentine's Day. We hope you consider making these at home and making them for a special sweetheart in your life. I think they're a lot more fun than just a typical box of chocolates. So stay tuned for more videos coming out, and we hope to see you next time. Bye!